as you all know, he had surgery yesterday. The actual injury was that he damaged the tendon component of the hamstring. That's something that we've, in the last sort of 10 years, has been apparent that the tendons, when they become injured, they don't heal as well and they're prone to recurrence. And there's been a trend towards looking at surgery for that sort of injury, and so we went down that path. We explored it with the surgeon and the radiologist and decided that was the best course of action for short term and long term for Michael. So he had the surgery yesterday, and speaking to the surgeon, everything went really well. He found what he's expecting to find. There was no surprises, and he managed to do a good repair. And from that, today he is very confident that Michael's going to make a good recovery. Well, it's going to heal, and he's going to, minimise the risk of having a recurrence. So that's sort of the goal, because when they damage the tendon doesn't have a very good blood supply and doesn't tend to heal very well. So the experience that we've got over the last sort of 10 years from the AFL in particular is that these are the sort of injuries that do tend to recur unless you get them repaired, and that's, the surgeon was reasonably happy with what had happened.
How long was the rehab?
Well, the rehab is dependent on how he progresses from each stage. So there's different goals, and obviously only 1 day post injury. There's no magic number that he has to that ends the rehab. He'll just have to progress through each stage. Initially it's going to be going nice and easy, but then he'll start jogging, and if he copes with that, he'll start running faster, and he'll start doing his strength work. So we'll know that in the weeks coming up. He's got a mild hamstring strain, low-grade hamstring strain on his right leg. He's had surgery on the left leg a year ago, and he's also injured the right one, maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember when, but this is a mild injury.
Oh, again, this game?
Unlikely. He's going to have a scan today, and we'll try to get him on the field tomorrow, and hopefully have him batting and in some way that's useful. Mitchell Starc, his back was sore and he was getting some rib pain. Haven't had a chance to fully assess that. It's not a side strain, and we don't think it's going to be anything that's going to stop him bowling, but we'll have to look at it tonight. But we think he's going to be okay to bowl tomorrow. He had cramps all over his body, so it wasn't just one place. Typically when they cramp in their calf or hamstring or something, and they tend to get on with it. The difficulty with him is he was cramping everywhere. It was both calves, both hamstrings, groins, hips. He just couldn't function, and you can see his pace was down when he came back and bowled, and he showed some courage to do that because he was really struggling. So every ball he bowled, he was just cramping up in multiple places. Yes, definitely. Yep. So he'll recover overnight, and we'll see how he wakes up tomorrow. So we expect him to be bowling tomorrow. He's got an appointment for about 7:30 tonight, but he's okay. He's just generally sore, but he's fine. No, he didn't get hit on that finger today. He got hit on the next one. So he had an injury in the UAE, and that we've been managing. But when he got hit, when he was bowling today, it wasn't that finger. So nothing happened. Harris is a chance for the next test. He's got a real low-grade quad strain, and we need him to be bowling by the end of this test match. And so if he can get to that, we'll be confident he can play the next game. It's going to be touch and go, but we're hopeful he'll play. And Michael, our aim is for him to play in the World Cup, to take part in the World Cup. So that'll be the goal. And that's he's had the surgery and he's going to do the rehab with that intent. But we will only know that in the coming weeks when we know how he's recovering and how he's progressing through the rehab. I think not having had the injury would have been the best scenario. Once you have a hamstring injury, the chance of it reoccurring becomes higher. That's what we know. Doing the surgery, we think, gives him the best chance of minimising the recurrence. So I think if we had left it as it was, we believe that he would have been at risk of recurring.